So today is the day. We're going to finally finish these beautiful tribal neon print hula hoops. Last time we did the black accents.
These are great, man. Watch this. Listen to this. This is crazy.
And this side you can see doesn't have them, so we're going to go ahead and flip them over. And we're going to add the black accents on this side. This paintbrush that I cut the end off really worked good for doing like small little polka dots. This is a very small surface area, so that's why I decided to try.
You know, this is my friend Meg Thee Hooper. Yeah. That guy. Texas Tech. You heard the one that day that they were there and Claire sitting out there and then on the river on a bank all that. So girlfriends and Meg Thee's family girlfriends just with us. Tell them how great they are.
It's such a small edge. So to make these little prints is very detail oriented. This is going to be a handmade, hand painted, I should say, hula hoop in a neon tribal print design. I love all these like intricate patterns though. The busier the better for me personally. But when I do painted hoops, I usually do them in batches like this, just so I can have a few available, different sizes. I've even been like, instead of just listing these 3 sizes, I'll do any diameter smaller than this as well, and that way you have more options on the diameter, because these are one of a kind, so I never know what size to make them. But I did a smaller hoop, a test hoop, and I really loved how it came out, so that's how we ended up here. But right now we're adding these black accent marks to have some contrast. And all of the colors are black light responsive and neon. So I'm sure this thing will look really cool under black light while spinning. But these definitely take a lot of patience, and I get to take breaks whenever one side needs to dry, or sometimes you just have to step away for a little while. But they're really fun to make. And if you're ever like in the market for something, a hoop specifically, custom painted, or if you have an idea, I'm always open to customer collabs. It's always good to share ideas. The more people that are sharing ideas, the more potentials you have.
So I couldn't tell if I was like had like instincts or uncertain, like what was like when it was making decisions, I couldn't tell what was instinctual or what was me making the choices.
What's everybody up to on a big Friday night?
I didn't have a lot of feelings when I was young, and so it was kind of like a late bloomer in some of those worlds. But one of the things I struggle with sometimes still is just like ego and confidence. You know, how do you know? You know what I'm saying? Because one can be super dangerous. One is healthy.
Well, look, man, I think ego's gotten a bad rap. This, elimination of the ego. There's a difference to really to going. I have confidence. I have confidence. Then there is, oh, look at me. The difference between I and me. Me is the objective one, right? Me is that jump.
Kind of being risque in my yellow sweater and black paint, but
Something I saw myself.
oh well.
Confidence with the I, which I think is true ego, when we handle it right, is I think extremely healthy. I mean, man, it's like judgment. You gotta have judgment, or you have no identity. And where do you get judgment from? Well, part of that, I believe, is part of the ego of I am discerning because I prefer this over that. I expect this more than I expect that.
Experiences,
For myself or from others. Now, ego can get out of check when it gets into the look at me. Yeah. But when it's coming from the subjective place of like, no, I'm prepared for this. This is what I'm fashioned to do. I have the ability. I'm capable, and I'm willing. I'm going to do that. And
You wouldn't think a crazy design like this could be on a small ledge like a hula hoop, but that just goes to show that anything's possible.
I wrote about this in Green House. It's a little bit.
But this is an abstract tribal print.
These limitations we put on ourselves. We make those up. And that's a cocky ass thing to do. Who do we think we are?
To put limitations
To
on
put these roofs on our ability if we have that ability. Now we get into what's humility. Humility, which is a word I had trouble with because growing up, especially in religion, humility I always kind of cowered. My head kind of my shoulders came forward, my head kind of got down, and I didn't know how to have confidence with humility. How to have confidence and be humble. And then I heard a new definition of humility or being humble, admitting that we have more to learn. Now that definition, all of a sudden, my shoulders backed up, my head when I said, "Oh, I can dig that. I'm in. I have more to learn."
because that's an act of humility.
Now I'm going forward. It's affirmative.
Right.
I can still be graceful, still be empathetic, listen, but I'm not.
It's retreating.
Yeah, I'm not. You know.
Yes.
I'm not being passive necessarily. I think we gotta have a healthy
And
ego.
empowering, taking on of knowledge and admitting you have more to learn.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, a freeing. Sometimes a definition of a word for me is like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Now I understand it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes 40. I didn't learn that until I was 45.
Yeah.
So for 45 years, hey, get off your toes. You better be humble. I was like,
Yeah.
I'd cow down and miss opportunities, you know, and not be the first to speak up if I knew the answer or something, or pass the buck too often. And that's like a false modesty. Oh, shoot, I'm not
Yeah,
big.
it's really pretending to. It's like, oh, let you see me be modest.
Yeah, and it's bullshit. It's you're lying. It's kind of cocky in reverse.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you been feeling sad most of the time, losing interest in things you once cared about? You may be experiencing these and other symptoms that are difficult to understand. These symptoms are worth exploring with a doctor. Learn more about major depressive disorder and a potential treatment option at managingdepression.us.
Here at Rouse's, we've been local and family-owned since 1960. From one small store to serving over 1 million customers a week across the Gulf Coast. 65 years, and we're just getting started.
You should know that Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app. Football and basketball season are in full swing, and there's no better time to join. The app is really easy to use. That's what I like about it. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. That's it. And right now, Prize Picks will give you $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you get $50 in lineups. Use promo code Theo when you download the app and sign up today. And best of all, on Prize Picks, on top of picking players now, you can now, starting this week, pick teams and even culture events. What does that mean? It's as simple as that. You can now just pick the winner of the game on Prize Picks. Football, basketball, hockey, combat sports. Plus, they've got picks for crypto, politics, and entertainment in the culture picks section. Prize picks, player picks, team picks, culture picks, all in one trusted app. Play responsibly. What happens when your health becomes the punchline? From seed oils to stress, toxins to pollutants, the modern world is screwing with our health at the cellular level, leading to exhaustion, brain fog, digestive issues, and more. But here's the thing. You don't have to settle for feeling like garbage 24/7. Armra Colostrum is nature's original health pack. Packed with over 400 bioactive nutrients that fortify gut integrity, strengthen immunity, revitalize hair growth, fuel stamina, elevate focus, and help you function like a human again. We've worked out a special offer for our audience as well. Receive 15% off your first order. Go to tryarmra.com/Theo or enter THEO to get 15% off your first order. That's TRYARMRA.com/THEO. Every But sitting on the sidelines is not an option because one thing is almost certain: your competitors are already making their move. No more waiting. With NetSuite by Oracle, you can put AI to work today. NetSuite is the #1 AI cloud ERP trusted by over 43,000 businesses. It's a unified suite that brings your financials, inventory, commerce, HR, and CRM into a single source of truth. Whether your company earns millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you stay ahead of the pack. If I needed this product for my business, it's what I use. Right now, get our free business guide, Demystifying AI, at netsuite.com/theo. The guide is free for you at netsuite.com/THEO. That's NETSUITE.com/theo. Yeah, I mean, it's all like having some awareness about yourself and try not to be too crazy where you're sitting there just thinking about yourself all the time. It's all like, it's all pretty fascinating, man. I mean, and there's a lot of good stuff in this book. I'm going to some of the parts that I really like. You read that courage is often one more step in the right direction. Yeah. Yeah. And you talk about that in marriage, faith, and character. Yeah. And yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting because, yeah, there's times where I stall. Yeah. That's where I stall sometimes. I stall with that, like, I don't know what this is going to be like. I don't know what this is going to feel like. I already don't like the feeling of this, right? It happens to me a lot with like commitment relationships and stuff. It happens to me a lot in like trying not to control the outcome of like even a moment, right? Like, God, I just, tap a little bit of courage there to be like, well, let's see what this, right? What
Is
is
one step more take me deeper into debt, or am I gonna, or is gonna, am I gonna power through and get to the other side and go, oh, okay, I stuck with it. Now I see it. Now I see the light. I like this thing. It's a really interesting measurement. I think we always got to do.
Hi everybody.
I try to measure like there's
We're just hand painting a hula hoop right now in a neon tribal design.
a lot of stuff I fear. There's a lot of stuff I think we all should fear. It's what things do we go, no, but I've been.
We're adding the black accent right now
But there's good and there's bad fears. Meaning like
to add a little contrast to the bright colors.
script. But man, I'm not sure what the director and his finance and doesn't have enough money behind it. Can we really make this a good movie? I'm kind of scared of that. I think maybe okay, maybe that's a healthy fear you got there, kind of, because the pedigree around it may not be as excellent as you would. There's other times, obviously, your scripts see a character and then all like the director's on it, man. We've got good finance behind us, production value's gonna be good, the script's damn good, and I'm looking scared of it. I am scared shitless. How am I gonna pull this off? Well, okay. Would subscribe, but maybe that's a good fear that I need to dive in and go, well, let's go find out. But don't back off of that one. 'Cause that one, and then I'll see the movie 2 years and I'm like, oh, it's great. And look at that part that other guy got to play. And then I'm kicking myself.
Yeah.
Going, you didn't have the huevos and the will to go sit there and go find out. I'm kind of, oh, man. You know what I mean? So it's measuring the good and the bad. You say you got a bad feeling. You already have a bad feeling. Look, I do think this, man. My brother Richard says this. He goes, man, if everybody only did what they love to do, you could hold on. You know what I mean? I mean, it's sometimes it does suck, and you got to do some hard things. You're like, man, I'm not. This doesn't feel right. Now, does it not feel right, or do we just not like it? A lot of things.
What you think so far?
Like to do to get to the other side and go, well, you know, especially as we get older, we got things that we've invested in, family, friends, relationships, homes. Those are some fires that we've been putting logs on for a while, and it can be hard sometimes to sit there and keep tending those fires or keep tending those gardens we're talking about, right, on our own self. But you sit there and you go, I believe that if I do the hard work and break this sweat, draw some blood, make this work, which sucks, I'm gonna get to the other side. So sacrifice successful life to be as a man, to be a father, and to then help raise kids. So I knew I always wanted to be a father. Now, then you get to, can you meet a woman that you're in love with and that, is going to be a great mother, to them. I fortunately met that woman in Camilla. So, but we didn't get married right off the bat. And maybe it's because my mom and dad were married 3 times, divorced twice, and her mom and dad were married 2 times and divorced 3 times.
Thank God.
So we had a track record for reason to go like,
That's a lot of math and jewelry.
Yeah, a whole lot.
God.
So we're rolling along, man. I'm saying it's going great, and we don't want to get married because that's just what you're supposed to do. I don't want to back into it because someone goes legally. It's not much, but no bullshit. I want to, and I didn't really want to. I wasn't against it. But her and I like, we're doing good. We have our first child. But let me go back to 9 months before we had our first child. I come home, and there's cheeseburgers she's cooking on the grill. I smell them. She pours me a double of my favorite tequila. I sit down, and she gives me a gift. I open it up. It's the, what do you call it? The sonogram, whatever gram that is, where you see in the belly you got a baby and fetus. She's pregnant. Oh my gosh. Cried, tears, we hug it out. Oh my, this is so awesome, et cetera, et cetera. Let's call my mom. Tell her the good news. You get the phone out, call mom. Camilla sitting next to me. Mom, you there? We got some great news to tell you. Got you on speakerphone. Can you hear? Camilla is here. Hi, Camilla. Hi, Miss McConaughey. How are Mom? You there? You got me? Yeah, I'm listening. I can't wait. Tell me. Mom, Camilla's pregnant. Crickets. Oh, next thing he hears. No, Matthew. This is out of order. I didn't raise you to do this. No, Matthew. You're supposed to be married, and went on in a 5-minute monologue and then hung up. And I stop, I look over at Camille, and she looks at me, and we're like, oh shit, that didn't go the way it thought it would. And so, let's top off that drink. You know what I mean? Ooh, okay. 10 minutes later, the phone rings. It's my mom. Yeah, hi, Mom. She goes, hi, Matthew. Yeah, Mom, speakerphone. I put you on speakerphone. Is Camilla there? Yeah, she's right. Hi, Miss Connie. Okay, can y'all both hear me? Yeah, we hear you, Mom. We hear you, Miss Connie. Okay. I would like to put some white out over that last I was being selfish thinking about myself. If you two are happy about it, I should be happy for you. It's not my place to be unhappy. So we had 2 children before we got married. But yeah, I mean, look, the big project, as far as I can tell, the one that's non-negotiable, that's the thing, can we find non-negotiable projects? There we go. Nope. When I'm lost and don't know what the hell I'm doing, or I'm looking for my North Star, what are some things in our life that we can look at and go, if I concentrate on that, I can't go wrong. Right. Sometimes that's just it. Like I still have now, maybe I don't know what new things I want to do, when I'm kind of lost and wobbly, I'll try to look at the things that I go, like family, like fatherhood, like the marriage, and go, if you work on that kind, you can't bogey. You may not eagle the hole, but you're not going to bogey. And you definitely ain't going to hit one out of bounds. You can't spend too much time on that in your spare time. And then that'll help you spiritually, heart and head. And so I try to go to the non-negotiables when I'm like, and then when things are going well, that's another thing. I love to accomplish it, man. I love to go work, and I'm going, all of a sudden I'm hitting the road, I'm all over the place. How do I keep my marriage and my fatherhood out of the debit section?
Yeah.
How do I, because I don't have the time, as much time. That's another challenge. When things are going well, personally, take care of those non-negotiables.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot, like, if I don't know what to do, I try and, it's always, like, help others, Like, that's the thing, like, that's probably been the thing that's been most helpful in my life. If I don't know what to do, whenever, it's trying to help others. Think of somebody else, call somebody else, see what they're doing, get out of myself.
Yeah, hurt.
There's, like, that prayer, it's like, God, I offer myself to thee to go with me and do with me as I will. Relieve me of the bondage of self and take away my difficulties so that, like, I don't remember.
Leave me of the bondage to myself, leave me of it, off it.
Third step, there it is. Yeah, I offer myself to thee to build me with me as I will. Relieve me of the bondage of self that I may better do thy will. too.
There you go.
So it's just like, yeah, God, my problem is me right now. I'm
Yeah.
just so I'm seeing how I'm breaking myself up and putting myself in a joint and smoking myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just getting high on
Yeah,
something
yeah.
here. And it can be a low point or a high point though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Sometimes I think it's like, I felt it's just the high, just the lows, but it's like even if I get too high on myself, it's like that's
Yeah.
not good either.
Well, it keeps our pursuit not about it's talking to the godliness within us, the more godlikeness in us that we can be. That a lot of us are striving to be. That pursuit is such a valuable pursuit.
Yeah,
Religious or not.
yeah, to have a connection to a creator. Yeah, to not
That's
feel
higher.
right.
That you're not going to reach.
Yeah,
but you're going.
I mean, otherwise I would feel so homeless. If I don't want my soul to feel homeless.
There's a lot of people that feel very homeless.
When you talk about just like your own like times of faith and like how hard it's tough to keep that connection going, and to work on it more.
It takes maintenance, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes a lot of maintenance, man. That's probably my biggest.
That's where my ego will get out of control. Where all of a sudden, I take for granted that I didn't just pull it all off my own. I start thinking I did. I do the math and go, look, I did. And all of a sudden it's like, ooh, here comes humble pie pretty soon.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a tough thing. I mean having a relationship with our creator and giving ourselves like saying God, giving thanks, giving a good perspective for ourselves. Has there been practices that you've used realistically over the years? I'm sure once you have a family and stuff like that, some of that starts to maybe get more built into you. But just because there's an actual component that's right there alive.
Yeah.
But have you noticed for yourself?
There's having kiddos is in some ways are how we become immortal. If we're fortunate for them to outlive us.
Yeah.
And fortunate for them to have kids and pass on that. It's like you first have a kid, like I have helped create a being that is outside of myself, but my blood so is in me.
Yeah.
It's a certain way to immortality. And I don't mean in the religious sense of if you live this way, you live forever because you get to the gates in the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
But it is a mortal way of going. No, it's just kind of science and evolutionary wise. It's a way to become immortal. And I find there's great power in that and great freedom and responsibility that comes with that. Because you're shepherding your future self through your child, what you're for 18 years, so to speak, generally in the household before they go off into the world. So you're taking care of yourself. By taking care of your, it's our greatest, children not lose the greatest export, and it is the most close
Okay, so we're all the way around.
And have the confidence yourself that you do have a lot to add to this fire.
Right. I think encouraging kids to think and feel like that, it's important. Because kids don't know how to think and feel. I think there's like this understanding that people just know what feelings are and what's happening and like what their responsibility is as a brother or a son. It's like a lot of that stuff has to really be kind of instilled like that.
I think you're right because I'm guilty of giving the Cliff Notes version of things to the kids sometimes, so they're like, I think this is like, well, duh. You understand that? You know what I mean? Like, look, think, man, what kind of, how do you like your butt? You know what I mean? What's the other for? You know what I mean? Little things like, well, duh. Like, no, here's how I know. You know, how would I know? You know, things you gotta let them know.
Yeah, there's that extra step a lot of times. And I think we think that kids are just adults and we think
They saw it somewhere, they picked it up. Because that's the other thing. You do find out a lot of things that they did pick up that you didn't know they did.
right. And then you start to be like, well, and you try to help me with that. How do we know this?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, we'll catch you.
But there's a whole lot of things that, they don't know. You know, it's you know, from one of the things is, one of the kids ready for this time of movie. PG or R or something. And I'm just, and what content is in there? I just don't want, there's some certain things in life about love, about violence, about ways forward that I don't necessarily, I want my kids to get it from an outside piece of entertainment before they have a context of understanding it from me and their mother, for sure. Like, let them understand it first before seeing it for the first time. And their emotions are going all over the place, pleasure or pain, but they don't know what it all means. Like, or does that happen? You know, so I want the context coming from the mom and dad first, so they can then see it and go, I understand that was realistically how realistically that was done, and how that affected me, but I understand the context of what that scene was. And that's why I try to hold back certain content, you know. I think it makes some kids to have just an understanding of the reality, so you can at least appreciate it, but know that that's fiction.
Right. And you gotta be a keeper. You gotta be a keeper. You know, you're running the kid money, you know, when you're doing that.
Discover your new Chevy right now at Courtesy Chevrolet Broussard. Come lease a 2026 Equinox for $233 per month for 36 months. Or check out the 2026 Chevy Trax. Lease for $345 per month for 36 months. Or lease a 2026 Chevy Traverse for $436 per month for 24 months. The search is over. Visit us today at Courtesy Chevrolet Broussard. Light fills us. It frees us.
You know, if I can go back in time, one thing I would start to do would be to start saving my money a little bit earlier.
Okay, so we're pretty much done.
Just a little here, a little there. Just give it a chance to grow. And that's what Acorns does. Acorns is a smart way to give your money a chance to grow. Acorns is easy. You can sign up in minutes and start automatically investing your spare money. Even if all you've got is spare change. That's what I love about Acorns. That's why I got my nieces set up on Acorns. Just to give them some understanding of how to save. Sign up now and join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $27 billion with Acorns. Plus, Acorns will boost your new account with a $20 bonus investment. Offer available at acorns.com/Theo. That's acorns.com/THEO to get your $20 bonus investment today. Terms and conditions apply. See acorns.com/terms for details. Hey, I'm digital provider and deposit with Acorns. Tier 2 competition provider. Through subject to various factors such as customer accounts, age, and investment settings. Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not reflect 100% of performance of any Acorn portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk. Acorn Advisors LLC. An SEC registered investment advisor. View reports posted at acorns.com/Theo. It's game time, folks. The holidays are when entrepreneurs cash in. Seasonal drops, gift sets, pop-ups, all of it. And if you're running your business on Shopify, they keep everything going smoothly so you actually get to enjoy the ride. They'll take your sales game to the next level for the holiday season. Some of the best holiday seasonal drops I've seen are that those weighted blankets people are making. People are just tying weights to them, tying them, just putting concrete on the back of them, painting concrete on the back of them, leaving them, weighting down, and everybody wanted them. People were buying them up in Yazoo. Shopify puts all the business in
All right, that is it.
these spreadsheets really slow down. Just, hey, I can actually do this. Whether it's a side hustle, shipping stuff halfway across
Thank you guys for joining, and they will be available on my website,